we're going to get into um, what after you or your options to get yourself back on track and not go down this rabbit hole with credit cards and a lot of debt, whatever the case. All right, so we need to get to a point where we're not in a negative. So you have a couple of options. Is you increase your monthly income, or you cut some of your bills out. So ways to increase your income, you could, if you're working, you could ask for a job. I mean, a pay raise, or you could get a second job, or a lot of people call things side hustles. Like just find another way to make more money on a monthly basis or a consistent basis. Or if you can't do that at the time, then um, cut out. You have to cut out some bills. You have to cut out. You might not have to. You might have to pay your car off to get that out the way. You might have to move back in with your parents. You might have to. Um, yeah. You know what? Let's let's do that. Let's do that. Let's move back in with our parents for a minute. So if we move back in with our parents, then we take this $1,000 out the way, and that turns into zero. All right. So now, out of your 2,000, um, you uh, your monthly expenses turn to 1,290, and now your income minus your expenses equals uh, $710. Well, let's make that green. So if you have an extra $710 every month, uh, we don't need to, we don't need to charge on a credit card. So we don't have to make that minimum payment or any payment at all on that credit card, which gives us an extra $35. So so you take that out, so you have a little bit more money. Now, once you're in the green, now you have to figure out what to do with your extra money. And the whole point of 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 learning about money is getting to the point where you have enough money to pay off or to pay for your living expenses um, without having to work. And you do that by uh, making passive income. And so when you have a job, that's active income. You're actually going to work. You're trading time for money. You're going to work for a certain amount of time in order to get paid for that amount of time. But as you get older, you may not be able to do that. Or as you get older, you might your expenses might increase because you might need more health care. You might need to hire people to take care of you. You might need to hire drivers. You might have an illness, so you're gonna need more money. But you'll have your ability to work will decrease at the same time. So you want to have passive income, and passive income is money that comes to you from investments that you make, with your money. So you want your money to work um, just as hard, or if not harder than you. And most people don't. They only understand them working for money. They don't make their money work for them. So in order for your money to work for you, first you have to have money. So that's the whole point of getting to the point that your expenses are less than your income, because what you need to do is take that extra money and invest it. So first you have to, you know, put it to the side, or a certain amount of it to the side. Um, I generally would like, I usually put money in high yield savings accounts. All right, so you have a bank. Usually your money is in the bank. Like big banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, whatever. When this 745 is in the bank, it's most likely not earning any interest. And interest is where like the bank pays you a certain amount of money to keep your money in the bank. So, for instance, if this money is in a bank account that gives you 1% interest, that means that um, every annually, every year, this account pays you seven or what is? Let me see. Where is on the calculator? All right. 745 times 0.01. That should be 1%. So that's not a lot of money, but that's $7.45 cents per year, and then you have to divide that by 12 because that's per year, right? You divide that by 12. That's 62 cents a month that they give you. Now, that's doesn't seem like anything. But if that was 74,000 instead of $745, that would be, $62 a month. If it was, the more money it is, the more the interest is. But 1% is not a lot of interest. And at the big banks that people bank at, they're getting less than 1%. So it's nothing pretty much. So what I would usually do, and I would put it in a online banking account like Ally or Discover or Capital One. Even PayPal has banks where they give you, 3%, 3.5%, 3.7%, which would be a lot more. And your money is you're just putting your money in these accounts while you're saving it to get up to, a good amount. So you want to be making money as you're saving. So, out of this 745, you might want to, put up, it's up to you, but you might want to put 80% of it, like, I don't know, like $600, into um, to goes to a high yield savings account. I messed up all those words. High yield savings account. Um, now, and you do this every month. Um, and say $100. You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's do 500 to a high yield savings account. Then let's go. Uh, Now, it's three ways to really invest your money, and we'll get into it later. But uh, one is stocks, like the stock market, and I want to just lump in crypto with that: stocks, cryptos, uh, uh, bonds, treasury notes. I'll lump them into one category. So let's call it just paper assets. Then there's real estate. Then there are businesses. And that's really only the three categories of investments you can make. So the next thing I would do is I would put $100 into, let me make sure this is monthly so you guys understand. Then $100 a month into the stock market. Now, it's a lot of different companies. Um, and, there's Apple, Tesla, whatever companies. It's, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of companies. The easiest thing to do if you don't feel like going into, learning about every company that exists on the stock market, on the stock exchange, the easiest thing to do is to invest in a ETF, like it's a electronically traded fund. I think it's basically like a S&P 500 ETF. So S&P 500 is just a collection of the 500 top companies in the United States. So whatever the top 500 are, they'll be in there. If one goes below that, it'll get replaced by another one that is doing well. So the stock market, um, the stock market is gonna go up and down, and the reason the S&P 500 ETF. The reason that I wouldn't put a lot of money into it initially is that you're gonna need to leave this money in the stock market for a while, 3 to 5 years before you see, a significant amount of growth. Again, you have to. So, since you don't know when it's gonna go up and when it's gonna go down, the best strategy usually is to just be consistent and put money in every month or every 2 weeks. So that way you buying when it's high, you buying when it's low. It don't matter, you buying, because over time it's gonna go up. And so, and the more money you have, the faster it goes up because of compounding interest, which we'll talk about at a later date. But for now, you're not gonna miss the $100, so just let it go. There's apps that do it for you, um, like um, Digit or or Acorns, I think those are called. But you can set it up yourself manually in Cash App, which I have all three. But Digit and Acorns, they just take money out based on your what they think you have available in your account. Cash App, you have control. You set the amount that come out every month. So I would I would just do that and and just try not to look at it. Just let it go. Just let it happen. Look at that in 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. Um, and 500 is going to high yield savings account, because you're saving that money to invest it in something different. But you're just making money on that money while while you're while you're investing. Um, and and uh, you'll have, what is that? You'll have another $145. Just miscellaneous that you can leave in your account or just let build up, or kind of be your emergency fund. Just let it build up, because you remember, you still have your 200 for entertainment, so you still have money to um, you still have money to do everything you want to do. This is just extra money. All right, so um, do that for, I don't do it for a year, and then let's do the math on that. And I might be doing the math wrong, because you're going to be gaining interest on this account. So let's just do it right quick. So 500 times 12 should be $6,000. Double check, but I'm pretty sure it's $6,000. Where is, okay. So 500 times 12, $6,000. But you got to remember, you're going to be gaining interest that whole time. And so it'll be a little more than 6,000. I think, let's go 3.5%. So this is times I think that'd be 3.5%. No, that's not right. 6,000 times. So you'll have like 6,210. So so 210, and that's the estimate, because you're really not gaining interest on the whole 6,000 until month 12. So we just leave it at that. Now with the stock market, that's $1,200, but the stock market goes up and down. So you never know, but on average, it returns 5%. But in one particular year, that doesn't mean that's going to happen. So let's just use 5% on that. So let's do, so 100 times 12 is 1,200. So 1,200 times, so let's just say that's 1,260 right now. How much equal 1,260. And then the 145 does not pretty much earning you anything in your regular bank account. 125 times 12. So that's 1,500. Okay. So, uh, after 12 months, you have about, you know, what is it? Let's do the math. You have 6210 plus 1260 plus 1500. So you have, so you have, you almost have $9,000 after a year saved up, and and a lot of it is earning interest. Uh, and that you could take that 1,500 down here, and you could either put it in the stock market or you could put it into your savings account to keep saving. Now the goal, no, let's stop right here. So just, you know, if you did this for 5 years, you have good, and times five equal, you have $44,000 as opposed to credit card debt and nothing. So, you can you know you can play this out and see how much money you would need to save. I mean, and it just starts with you making more than you spend, and you sacrificing a little bit. Either you sacrifice by cutting some expenses, or you make a little bit more money so that you have extra money to do this with. Um, so, um, all right, I'm gonna stop right here, and then next we're gonna talk about, like, after you have a significant amount of money, then what was the next step. All right.